All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going today? We are live for the first time in a long time. Let me adjust my audio levels here. Let's see. Okay. I think that's better. All right. So, we're here with the new TCG from Riot called Riftbound, League of Legends. Had the chance to do a bunch of learn to plays with this new TCG, which was a lot of fun. For a local store that's in my area. Ended up going to the pre-release or launch event, I guess is what it would be called, and picked up a box to open up on stream here. I'll also be cutting this up into little shorts and videos for YouTube as well. But had a little bit of experience with the game, and it's definitely enjoyable and a lot of fun. I'm a long time, Magic player for those who've watched before. But yeah, let's go ahead and crack into this and see what we get. So go ahead and unseal it. Still kind of working on getting my setup for streaming box openings and stuff going. So it's kind of hopefully it won't be too bad, but just in case it is, I apologize. So these uh these boxes are not have not were not too terribly hard to find in my local area. I ended up paying MSRP for it. Riot has said that they will continue to pump out products, so definitely do not pay the inflated prices for it. Don't pay over MSRP for it. So let's go ahead and it comes with 24 packs in it, so 14 cards per pack. And let's go ahead and get cracking into it and see what we end up with here. So there's our 24 packs. So I'll move these up and over here, I guess. Limited space. So we'll go ahead and start with the first pack. They do have little rip tabs on them, which are pretty nice. I like that we have that on these. Not something we get with the magic packs, but so here we go. See here. Oh, we'll just go ahead and do this. I think it'll be a little easier that way. So we have Kimtech Enforcer. So this game does come with a few different, I guess they're called domains, but we've got, this is a red one for 2, has Assault 2 on it, so it gets +2 might, which is this up here whenever he is an attacker at an area. So let's see what the next card is. Sprite Call. So this is a pretty cool one. This is a spell. So you have a few different kinds of card types. So this one was a unit. This one is a spell. This one particularly has a hidden mechanic, which is a really cool mechanic, and actually is very reminiscent to me of like a trap card from Yu-Gi-Oh! If you've ever played that game. So that's kind of cool. Uh, so yeah, so this one you get to play it face down at a location at a battlefield while you control it, and then you can activate it for 0, which is really nice. Another spell here, Unguard. So this one's a pump spell, uh, which is really nice as well. So for exchanges, we are having some trouble focusing there. Let me take a look at that here real quick. Let's see. Let's adjust the focus here. That seems to be better there. That seems to be a bit better. So, okay, so there's on guard. So, then we have another spell here. Get excited. So that's a cool one. Another unit. So we've seen green, red, and blue. This is our orange one. So this is the body. This is more of the ramp color. Uh, Bilgewater Bully. So another unit. Has so while he's buffed, he has ganking. So which means you can move from battlefield to battlefield. Very cool ability. Another unit for purple, which is our chaos. I think it's our chaos is the color there, so that's cool. Teferian Glory Seeker. This is our order, which is yellow. Another unit there. Blast Cone Fey, another unit for our mind is what the blue one is. And then the green, so red was Fury and green was Calm. So acceptable losses and those spell for the chaos. And so here's what our battlefields actually look like for this game. This is the Arena's greatest. So basically they have abilities on them. This one says at the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player gains 1 point. So uh, it's kind of cool. And then these are what you basically battle over in the game. So shield bearer here. So you do get a foily common or uncommon. This one's a common, so that's cool. And then now we should be getting to our rares. All right, this is what I haven't seen before. So this is a unit. Uh, I have Achiever. So it says when I attack, you may pay a blue power. So you recycle a rune to play a card with hidden from your hand here, ignoring the cost. So that's pretty cool. This is our other rare. So you get two. So you're supposed to have two rares per pack, which is super nice. Unfortunately, there's been some packs that I guess have not been having multiple rares in them, uh, which is just like a printing, like production issue. But they'll get it sorted out. Like I mean, I've played TCGs for a really long time, and that's pretty common to have issues in the first go around. So I would look to see those resolved in the next set. So, and then there's our token, which is just a recruit. So basically for Magic players, it's a 1/1. And then you get like a keywords card, or sometimes they'll have like keywords and then they'll have like phases. So just basically a help card. So not a bad pack. We'll go ahead and get on to the next one here. So crack these. Maybe. If it wants to. There it goes. There it goes. Alright, so then this game also has another type of card called Gear, which is what this one is, Orb of Regret. So these come into play and they just stay in play, but they have varying effects on them. So this one's not too bad. It taps and gives a unit -1 might on it. So that's pretty cool. Another unit, Playful Phantom. The Pouty Poro. Poros are cute. I love them. They're great. This one is very pouty, does not want to take his medicine. So it has Deflect, which is a very good ability, honestly, for a 2-drop. It can't be targeted unless your opponent recycles a rune or uses something that gives that power. So Stupefy is probably one of my favorite cards from the set so far. It's a very good combat trick. Gives a unit -1 down to a minimum of 1, but it replaces itself. So, it's a very good card to do in combat. So, Dune Drake, another unit. A Psy Scout, another unit. So very cool. A Soaring Scout, I think, is a pretty good card. Ends up you get to channel 1 rune exhausted, so it comes in tap when it dies, which is really cool. Discipline is a spell. Let's see real quick. Uh, the gives the unit +2 might this turn, and then it also replaces itself for 2. So pretty good card, kind of in the same vein as Superfy, only for the calm it buffs you instead of doing that. I have a Pirate's Haven, so which is a pretty cool card. It's a gear. I've not actually seen this one yet so far. So when you ready a friendly unit, give it a +1 might this turn. So that's pretty good. I like that. Another battlefield, so monastery here. So when you conquer here, you may spend a buff to draw one. So that's kind of cool. It's something I like about these some of these battlefields or various cards. Like they let you do other stuff with your buffs than just to buff them up. So which is kind of cool. Acceptable loss there, and our uncommon foiling card this time, which the foiling on these uncommons is kind of interesting, I think. So that's nice. Let's see what our rare is. Hey, it's our boy Timo, the Scout. That's pretty cool. He's a cool card. I like the hide mechanic there. So when you play me, you give him +3 this turn, which is super nice after, especially when he's hidden. So he comes out as a 4 for 2. That's super nice. Tarek. He's got shield and tank, so two different keywords we haven't seen yet. So shield is +1 when I'm a defender. So when you're being attacked in, when you have this guy, he'll become a 5 might, which is good. And tank is really cool because you have to assign enough lethal damage during the showdowns to this guy before you can assign that damage anywhere else, which is really nice. So, and then he also gives other friendly units have shield. So that's actually a really good card. And then some of the packs do come with body runes, or with runes. This is what the body rune looks like. These are basically like your mana or your resources to play things. And then we have here a phase of a turn, which is nice. So I like how they do their turns, which is they use A, B, C, D. So that's really cool and makes it really easy to learn to play. Very fun and easy game to pick up. So that's pack number 2. We'll get on to the next one here. I don't know how many of these I'll end up doing, like long term. I've been very excited and participated a lot in this TCG. There is currently no digital client, so most likely my streaming will go back to doing like Magic or maybe like spooky games like I used to in the past, so that kind of thing. So we have Blazing Scorcher, very cool card. Consult the past, which reminds me of consult the star charts, which is very cool. But you draw 2 off of this. You can hide it and activate it later for free, which I really like that ability too a lot. Card advantage is always good. Oh, it's another Poro. So Starwart Poro. This one has shield. So they all kind of variously have different things that go in with their colors, I think, there. So we have Gust, which is a super good card. For 1, you can return a unit at a battlefield with 3 might or less to its owner's hand. So a very good combat trick to kind of sway battle. Call of the Week is a asynchronous kill spell, so both of you have to kill something, which is good. I think this is a very good card in like the Victor deck where you're pumping out 1/1s and you can use them to kill off your characters. A challenge, so another spell. This one's basically a fight spell. They deal damage to each other. Uh, Morbid returns a unit from your trash to your hand. So recursion basically, which is nice. Retreat. I actually needed that for a deck that I'm building currently, so it's super good to see that we pulled that. So I'm gonna set that one aside for myself. Very good card though. I like this one a lot. Return a friendly unit to its owner's hand. Its owner channels 1 rune exhausted. So for 1, you get to potentially save something from death and then kind of ramp a bit. So I like that. Oh, another battlefield. Star-tipped peak. When you hold here, you may channel 1 rune exhausted. So a little bit of a ramp there. So we've got another uncommon here. Unyielding Spirit. So this prevents all spells and spell and ability damage this turn. So that's a pretty good card, especially with the meta kind of where it's at with Kaisa being so dominant over in China right now. So There is our common foily card, Flurry of Blades. So deal 1 damage to all units at battlefields. It's a little cool card. Oh, a Caitlyn. She's pretty cool. I must be assigned combat damage last, so that's cool because she's like a sniper. You can tap her to deal damage equal to my might to a unit at a battlefield. Use this ability only while I'm at a battlefield. So that's pretty cool. So being able to just tap and be like, boom, there's 3 damage right away. All right, another rare we've already seen here. A unit. When you play me, spend any number of buffs. For each buff spent, channel 1 rune exhausted. All right, so that was our 2 rares, and then we've got a recruit token with a buff on the back, and then we have steps of combat. So we've kind of gotten all the different things there. So that's super good. All right, we'll do our next pack here. All right, Sunlit Guardian. So a unit with with those shield and tank keywords, which are still pretty nice. I like those a lot, I think. Uh, Legion Rear Guard. So this guy's pretty good too as well. He has a new ability we haven't seen yet, Accelerate, which you can pay 1 rune, so of any color, and then you have to recycle a Fury rune as an additional cost to have him enter ready. So, because all your units come into play tapped, but if you do this, you'll be able to use that unit right away, which is super nice. Lecturing Yordle, which is a really good card because when you play him, you get to draw 1 and he's a tank. So I really like this card for 3. A Pet Rookie, so another unit. A lot of really cool art on these cards. A lot of very flavorful. I haven't played a ton of League of Legends. I play a lot of Teamfight Tactics, but it feels a lot like the game from what I've experienced and from what other people have said. So very cool. Another Gust, nice pickup there. A Vanguard Captain. I like this card a lot. It's for 3 and then an Order Power. You get to play a card with Legion, and then when she enters, she makes one might recruits, which is very nice to kind of bolster your presence there. The Cub is awesome. You can hide it at a battlefield and then potentially swing a combat or a showdown in your favor with this unit, which is really cool. We have a Portal Rescue here. So banish a friendly unit, then play it to a base, ignoring its cost. So that's pretty cool. Scrapyard Champions has that Legion effect on it. Chief here. So this unit, when you play me, choose an enemy unit. If it is stunned, kill it. Otherwise, stun it. So that's kind of cool. And stunning just means that they can't participate in combat at that time. So a foily back to back. This is a pretty good card as well. It gives 2 friendly units each +2 this turn. So it's a very nice boost for 3. A foil version of it there. Hey, Shakedown. Very cool card. It's a reaction, which just means you can play it like at instant speed or during uh, do all units have to move to the same battlefield when moving, or they move to different ones? So how that works is you would move the units to a battlefield. If it's not contested, it would just trigger a showdown, and then you would score your point, and then you could continue to move, but you would need to move to all units you want to at one battlefield at once, and then you could do the next one, and then move those units around like that. But you would have to move all units you want to participate in that showdown at that battlefield at once. So, and you can't attack 2 battlefields at the same time. So you would need to do one and then do the other one. Hopefully that clarifies. Let me know if you need to know anything else. And welcome and thanks for the question. Appreciate it. I did help judge an event for in my local area for the launch event. I don't think the judges program's quite up yet, but I'm still learning the rules a little bit too. So move 2 to 1, finish the showdown, then move to the other. Yes, that is correct. So yeah, and then even if you like lose that show, like say you lose the showdown, but you like clear it and you're like, oh, I want to go again because I have new units, or maybe you drew cards, you can go back to the same battlefield again with a new group of stuff. But just bear in mind you can only score once per battlefield, per turn. So, but yeah, that is how it works. All right, next card. Hey, invert timeline. So not a bad hit. So these purple ones have they're the rares, which is the symbol you'll see on there. Yeah, unfortunately, like I think with any new card game, like there's always that kind of situation of you're like, well, what's the interpretation here? Because we don't for sure have defined rules yet. I think they've done better than most card games coming in, but there is definitely that source of like, oh, how does that exactly work? Because it doesn't say it. So happy to help anytime with that. So, and then this is an epic. Which has got the little orange. And then there's one rarity above this, which is legendary. So this invert timelines is really cool. Each player discards their hand and then draws four. So love that ability. Very, very cool spell. Love the art on these. I love these like full minimalistic card text and stuff on these cards. It's super cool there. And then we got an order rune, which that's what the order rune looks like. Very cool. They do have, we should hit one in this box. They do have full art runes, which are very beautiful cards, and I love them a lot. So, steps of combat. So we've gotten another one of those help cards, which are super nice. All right, we'll move on to the next one here. So, and then I know we get the next set in I want to say it's March is what I thought I heard, which is pretty cool. So we're because it's out in China currently. The game's been out for a little while in China. I think they just had their first like big national tournament over there this last weekend. I think Kaisa won. So but China's kind of new to the TCG market, so I'm kind of interested to see like what happens over here with the meta. I am a more of a competitive player, so my focus will tend to be more on the competitive side of the card game. But I do like play. I play Magic very competitively, which I'm queued for the next RC coming up in not Vegas, but the standard one, shockingly enough. But so I'm very excited to see where this game goes in terms of competitiveness. So Nox is hopeful. We haven't seen this one. It's that Legion ability, so it triggers whenever you play more than one card. So if you play this as your second card, you can make him cost two less, which a 4 might for two is super good. We have Mega Mech. So this is just a vanilla 8 for 7, which is awesome that we have just vanilla huge creatures. Stand United. So we've got that hidden in that action. Action's kind of cool because it's kind of similar to like where you can play it on your turn, but you can also play it during a showdown only. So it's kind of like this is specific to being a combat trick versus like where your reactions you can play even as somebody moves in to initiate a showdown that you may not even be at. You can just be like, hey, I'm gonna play this to do something there. But this card you cannot. You have to play it only during the showdown. So because the reactions can be played anytime there's like a timing window open. So another Pouty Pora. He's so mad about his medicine he don't want to take it. Forge of the Future. So this card's kind of cool. This is when you play this, you can play a one might recruit token at your base, and then kill this to recycle up to 4 cards from your trash. So the very interesting thing that I found about this game is with you don't shuffle once you get the game set up and you're going. It's a very quick paced game. You don't shuffle at all. What we do is called recycling. So anytime anything goes back to the deck, it just goes to the bottom of the deck, which is very neat. So for this, you can kill it to recycle 4 cards from your discard pile or trash pile and put them on the bottom of your deck, which is very cool. Another pit rookie, we've seen that before. Undercover agent. So he has a death trigger. When he dies, you discard 2 and then draw 2 cards. So a little bit of looting, which isn't too bad. We like that. 5 for 5 with 1 power for the chaos. So not too bad. Treasure Trove. We haven't seen this one yet. It's that gear ability. So this, when this leaves the board, draw one and channel one rune exhausted. For two, that's actually not bad, especially since you can tap it, kill it yourself. So that's not too bad. Raging Souls. So this has assault and ganking. Assault is when it attacks, it gets plus one might. And then ganking is kind of a cool ability, which I think is very flavorful for League of Legends. So normally you can't move from battlefield to battlefield. You'll have to go from battlefield back to your base, and then from your base to the next battlefield. Uh, but with ganking, you can go between battlefields. So you're kind of like, surprise, hey, I'm here coming out of the forest, out of the jungle as a jungler and cutting you down. Another gear, so symbol of the solar. Uh, if a combat where you are the attacker ends in a tie, recall all units instead. So normally when you end in a tie, you would recall just the attackers and the defenders hold, but this would make it so that both do it. So then you can get people off of the thing. There's our foil common. So Playful Phantom. We've seen that before. Hey, I actually needed that as well for one of my decks, for my deck that I'm working on. So very cool. Very cool, Darius here. When you play your second card in a turn, give me plus two might and ready me, which is super, super good. Makes him a seven, and then readies him up, which is very nice. Hey, there we go. There's old little Jinx. So this is our legend card, which we haven't seen one yet so far. Very beautiful art. Love the art on it. I'm not super partial to Jinx personally. Victor's probably my favorite character so far, just from in terms of cards. But Jinx is cool. So you have legend. It tells you which legend she is. So Jinx, this would be what you would choose, and then it has your two domains there, which all the cards in your deck have to be either purple or red. And then she says at your beginning phase, you draw one if you have one or fewer cards in your hand. Super good effect. During the pre-release, the person that won it was playing this. So I haven't seen a deck builder site. Kind of what I do so far is I go to like here, let me grab the site real quick that I use to like kind of look at like kind of get an idea of like what the decks are so you can see like kind of what people are doing. Uh, there is. That's what I've been using to check out the decks and kind of see what the big, like what people are playing and stuff and what the tier list is. I think, like I said before, it's kind of too early right now to say, hey, like, and then we got a Fury Rune there. It's kind of too early still to be like, hey, this is for sure like what's going on over in China is what we're going to end up with over here in North America or Japan. I'm not sure where everybody's at. China's very, very new to the TCG market. And so I think it's a little easier over there to get locked in. Like, this is the only good deck because that's what people are saying. But I would use that Riftbound TCG like site that I just posted into the tier list because it'll give you a good idea of what to go. Oh, yeah, okay, okay. Let me see how she builds. So what I would do, uh, what I would do is kind of if you haven't or you kind of pick up the Jinx starter deck, that kind of gives you a good base. Like what you want to look for is cards that are gonna like empty your hand so you can start utilizing her. I felt like the starter deck was good um, for her, for especially a good place if you're new to kind of the game. But you can get some of those Fury cards to kind of help discard stuff and play stuff for cheaper. I'm sure at some point I think people will probably put out a site that will be like, hey, this is you can build decks here, but the tier list will at least give you an idea of where to start. It looks like Jinx is a B tier, which isn't too bad. Like I think the big thing to remember. Uh, Yes, Shakedown is super good for that deck, I think. And the thing to remember with the B tier, like when you're kind of looking at the tiers, just because it's a B tier at your local level, it doesn't mean you can't win with that deck. Like even if everybody there shows up with like a Kaisa deck, which is like supposed to be tier 0, or tier S or whatever, it doesn't mean you won't win because not everyone's going to play that deck at the highest level. They maybe don't have all the same reps on it. My best advice for deck building would be to pick out something that feels good to you, the way you like to play, and then just play it until you just do it by muscle memory. And then kind of look at new cards as they come out, and definitely be always open to ask people like, hey, what do you think of this card versus this card? And talk to people you play against. You'll definitely be able to figure it out and probably put together a very good deck. I think Jinx is very good in this version. I never did play Legends of Runeterra myself. I was mostly on Magic, but so Disintegrate is an anti spell. This is a cool one. Deal 3 damage to a unit at a battlefield. If it kills it, draw one. Watchful Sentry. I think this is in contention for probably one of the best 2 drops for the Mind color. So when it dies, you draw a card, which is very good. It kind of replaces, gives you a body, gives you a 1 might body, and it replaces itself when it dies. Meditation. So this has got a reaction as an additional cost to play this. You may exhaust a friendly unit. If you do, draw 2, otherwise draw 1. So I like the modal abilities where you're like, oh, I'm not really doing anything. I'm trying to set up. I can exhaust that and draw an extra card. There's our Pouty Poro again. Crack Shot. So when I attack, deal 1 damage to enemy unit. So like when you attack into something, you just immediately get to put 1 damage on to something. The thing to remember about this too is that like everything gets to deal its damage when you go to the damage step. So even if it has 1 might less, it still is going to deal 3 might to them. So Morbid Return. There's our recursion. Hidden Blade is a very cool card. I love this card. So you can play it hidden and then kill a unit in a battlefield its controller draws 2. I think it's very modal because it just says kill a unit. It can be your unit. If something you have is going to die, you can just activate it and kill it, and then go ahead and draw 2 cards off of it, which is very cool. Facebreaker. Actually, kind of an interesting story. I was during the demos. I was playing one of the shop local LGS employees. I was playing one of them, and he tried to use possession on my, I think it was on my Victor, and I ended up using because possession just lets you take the card from him. So I ended up using this to kill my Victor, so he couldn't take it and use it against me, and then I drew 2 cards off of it, and I ended up winning that game because of that. So very cool. Facebreaker. Very cool card. Stun a friendly unit and an enemy unit at the same battlefield. So then so you can just kind of be like, hey, I'm going to stun my little one guy and stun your big guy, and then you're just kind of stuck losing your big guy's ability there because stun means you can't, they don't deal combat damage this turn. So Sun Disk. So it has Legion. So you tap it. The next unit you play this turn enters ready. So and then you get that effect if you've played another card this turn. So technically you could play this because it's a gear and it comes in ready. Then tap it, and then play your next card and it'll come in ready. So which is very cool. Another ramping spell. We haven't seen this one before. The Catalyst of the Aeons. So you channel 2 runes exhausted. If you couldn't channel 2 runes this way, you draw a card. So you could end up channeling just one because you only have 12 runes in your deck, and the body color likes to ramp a bunch. So here's our foily uncommon, which is a discipline, so that's very cool. Now let's get to our rares. Hey, a mind splitter. Very cool art on this card, but it's a big 7 might for 7. It says when you play me, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand, choose a card from it, and they discard that card. So a pretty big guy to drop and then be like, hey, I'm going to rip something out of your hand. So kind of a setback for them. Last Stand. So this is a spell. I think that's Poppy on the spell, if I'm knowing any of my characters at all. But so this doubles a friendly unit's might this turn, and then give it temporary. So you kill it. So temporary is kind of an interesting effect because it kill it at the start of its controller's beginning phase before scoring. So like you can't hold with it, so it just will die before. So that's cool. So those are two rares, and then we've got another recruit and another phase thing there. So very cool packs. Moving right along. I've got to say, I've really been enjoying this TCG so far. I'm excited to play more. I've played a lot of TCGs. I've played Pokemon. I've played Magic. I still play Magic. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh. I played an old Naruto TCG by Bandai. I've played a bunch of different stuff. So, and this is other than Magic, this is probably the biggest one I've been super excited about. So, it's a very good card game, I will say. Find your center, very cool spell there. It says draw one and channel one rune exhausted. Uh, Flame choppers. So when you discard me, you may pay a fury power to play me. So this would kind of be something that would go into your Jinx deck, Terra. So like this would be very good because you activate like something to discard a card, and then you just pay the one power from your fury, and then boom, there it is. It goes into play. Uh, Very good card, actually. For three, it's a very good card. Smoke Screen is really cool. Give a unit -4. I like this card a lot for a control-ish build. Right now, we don't really have any control builds. Yeah, sorry, has this like this is what I wanted to do the same thing. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I know I heard that a lot of the Runeterra cards came over, like same art and some of those effects. So, which is very cool. I think Runeterra just, from what I heard, just didn't get the same level of attention that it probably should have. And I think Riot is definitely taking this a lot more serious. So I'm excited for this. Let's see. So we've got Fight or Flight. This is a cool one. You can move a unit from a battlefield to its base. So you can hide it and activate it. So very cool card. Oh, look, it's another Poro, the Daring Poro. This one has assault. When it attacks, it gets a +1. I like this one a lot because he's got his tongue hanging out and he looks like he's being fired out of a cannon there. So very cool. First Mate is a very good body unit. So when for the body color, when you play me, ready another unit. During the pre-release, I got beat on pretty bad with my Victor deck because I played against the Lisa in the first round, and he played a huge creature and then readied it with the first mate, which did not go well for me. So, Stealthy Pursuer, when a further unit moves from my location, I may be moved with it. So, very cool little guy there that can move. So, we have Poro Herder. Somebody said they thought this was Braum, maybe, but I don't think it is. Doesn't look like Braum. But uh, when you play me, if you control a Poro, buff me and draw one. That's actually really good if you have a Poro in play, because yeah, so not Braum. Yeah, okay, there we go. Again, unfortunately, I just don't like. I know a lot about TFT because I've played it a lot, but I don't really know a lot of the characters. I know a few that I've end up like I know like the major characters and I was like somebody at the pre-release was like, oh, that's Braum, and I was like, I don't think so because I know who Braum is. I've seen Braum. So very cool card. Another battlefield, the Dreaming Tree. So this one's the first time you choose a friendly unit with a spell here this each turn, draw a card. Very good card. And now the battlefield thing is cool because both you and your opponent can get it. So I like that. Mushroom Pouch, not really a big fan of this card at the start of your beginning phase. If you control a face down card at a battlefield, draw one. Not super great card, I don't think personally. So there's our foily common. So it's another one of those Forge of the Futures. Hey, there's another champion. We got Swift Scout Timo. I like Timo. He's very cute. Big time mascot vibes there, but very annoying to play against. The few times I have played League, I hate this guy. I just am not a big fan of of Timo. Uh, Sabotage. Okay, so another spell. Choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. Choose a non-unit card from it and recycle that card. I didn't even read Timo's. So let's see. Timo here was you may pay one to hide a card with hidden instead of paying the power, which that's actually really good. And then you pay one and tap Timo to put a Timo unit you own into your hand from your champion zone or the board. So kind of you get to save them there. So that's pretty good. I love the art on these cards. The art is so good. Alright, crack the six pack. I feel like I still haven't really figured out a good way to open these packs. So Jewel Colossus. So this is a unit. Vision is kind of a cool ability. I like it. It reminds me a lot of Scry from Magic if you've ever played Magic. So when you play me, look at the top card of your main deck. You may recycle it, so you can put it on the bottom if you want. It has shield, so it gives it a +1 when it's a defender. Defy is a very, very good card. Anytime you can stop somebody from playing their spells is super good. And Defy is a spell that gives you the ability to do exactly that. It's a reaction, and you can counter a spell that costs no more than 4 and no more than 1 power to play it. So super, super good card. For one, very good. Uh, Hex, Hectech Ray is a very good card also for I don't know if any came in the Jinx deck. If it didn't, I would put 3 of these in that deck. Being able to deal 3 damage to a unit and kind of just get it out of your hand for one is super good. There's another Sprite Call, very cool card. Fury of Blades, good little damage dealer. Rebuke. This is a new one we haven't seen. Return a unit to add a battlefield to its owner's hand. So that's any unit. For 2 and 2 power, you can just bounce a unit back. So this could swing a battle. Nice combat trick. Faithful Manufacturer. So this is another kind of for body. I think this is something for order. Something that I think the Victor decks want, which is when you play me, you play a recruit as well. So right now, I think I'm not really sure how. It looks like people are kind of building Victor more like a mid-range deck, and I think he's a very good control sacrifice deck. But we just haven't seen that yet. So when you conquer here, look at the top 2 cards of your main deck. You may recycle one or both of them. Put those you don't back in any order. So that's a very good. The Candlelit Sanctum is very good for kind of filtering the top of your deck and getting to what you need. All right, here's our Gymcraft Seer. This is a cool card. Other friendly units have vision, and it has vision itself. So that's really cool to be able to be like, hey, all my units are going to help me filter my deck. So here's Block, which is uncommon. So you can hide it, but it gives a unit shield 3 and tank, which is very nice. So they get a buff when they're defending, and then they have the tank ability as well. So hey, there's a Draven. I love his flavor text. Let's admire me for a bit, which is great. Very good card though. My might increases by your points. So how many points you get is how much stronger he gets. Very good card, I think. Hey, we got a Hand of Noxus Darius, legend. So he says, as a reaction and with Legion, you can add uh, one rune. Abilities that add resources can't be reacted to. Uh, get the effect if you've played a card this turn. So it's very cool. Oh, there we go. I like that. Ended up getting an extra hit here, which is very nice. So we got 2 and then an epic. So this is a seal of focus. If you've ever played any kind of magic, you will recognize that these are basically like Moxins. So they're 0 costs. You just have to recycle 1 green, and then it gives you an ongoing green power that you can produce every turn, which is very, very big, I feel like. So, and then we got a Fury Rune. So there's our. That was a good pack. I like that pack a lot. I feel like the seals are kind of fluctuating. I don't know. I think especially as the game goes on, the seals will be very, very good. So if you have seals, I would probably hold on to them. I think being able to generate that power for free because gear also comes in ready. So very good card. Another Poro, Starwart Poro. We've seen him before. Magma Worm. Only other friendly units enter ready. This is a very good card as well. For 8, big body, and it lets your other units enter ready. Another Orb of Regret. I'm not really super huge on this gear. It's not very good. Call of the Week. We've seen that one. It's a very good card as well. I like it a lot. This is a card that I think is very good in the Victor deck because you can pump out a 1/1 and then kill it to kill one of your opponent's creatures as well. Stormclaw. We haven't seen this guy before. He's got tank. It's when you play me, channel 1 rune exhausted. Like I said, body kind of looks to always ramp a lot. So we've got that one as well. Ember Monk, very good card. When you play a card from hidden, give me +2. I like that guy a lot for 4. So very good card. I think it'd be good in Teemo. Another back to back. I think this is also very good in the Victor deck as well. At some point, I'm going to build a Victor deck as a control deck. I think for now, I'm kind of building Kaisa to kind of play around with because it plays very similar to a deck that I'm currently playing in Magic the Gathering. So I thought it was a good place for me to start. Mountain Drake, big old, just big dumb beater. You know, he's 10 for 9. Doesn't really do anything. He's just there. Huge body. So Hollow Tomb. So this one says when you hold here, you may return your chosen champion from your trash to your champion zone if it's empty. That's a very cool card. I like that one a lot. We got the CERN here, so you can pay 1 and tap it to move a friendly unit at a battlefield to your base. So this is a good way to save one of your guys. That's a very good card, I think. This time we got a foily, the arena's greatest, so that's cool for our uncommon there. Promising Future. Okay, we haven't seen this. This is a spell. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their main deck, choose one, then recycle the rest. Starting with the next player, each player plays those cards, ignoring the energy cost. So this is very, very, very good. I think it kind of lets your opponent do it too, but it could be a very good card. Very fun card, I think, if you play it in like the Proving Grounds, the multiplayer thing. So we got Leona. So she's pretty cool. She got shield. Um, and then when I attack, stun an enemy unit here. So I think this is very good. When you attack into a base, you can just stun something. So there's our Chaos Rune. We hadn't seen that one yet, so that's what that looks like. And then just our keyword card. So very, very good pack. Not quite as good. We didn't get a seal in that one, but we can't get them in all of them. So it is how it is. And I won't really do a lot of discussion about value on the cards. I tend to very highly go, hey, like cards are meant to be played with. I understand if you're a collector, I think that is an important part of the game as well, because that's another thing that makes it kind of have longevity. But I'm not the person to ask about, like, hey, what do you think this card's going to be worth in terms of Oh, you know what? I really hope so. I really hope so. I haven't pulled a signature showcase yet. I did pull my wife and I pulled a set, like the overnumbered one, which I think we'll hit at least one overnumbered in the box. I think that's what they said, but those cards are beautiful. The art is beautiful. The signature cards are so good. So I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Another Defy, super good card. Love this card. Glad to see another one be pulled. Um, Brazen Buccaneer, I think, is a good card as well. As you play me, you may discard a card as an additional cost. If you do, reduce my cost by 2. So for 4, good card for the Jinx deck that wants to discard stuff as well. So Eager Apprentice, not a great card. I'm not a huge fan of this card. While I'm at a battlefield, the energy cost for spells you play is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. There's better stuff I feel like to do for a 3-drop already in the game, so I'm not super high on that card. Clockwork Keeper, as you play me, you may pay a green as an additional cost if you do draw a card. So for 2, recycle a rune and you draw a card. Not too bad. Mobilize, channel 1 rune exhausted. If you can't, draw a card. Again, body loves to do the ramp, so Gust, very good card. Uh, Teferian Glory Seeker, another Legion ability, very good. Mask Foresight, so when a friendly unit attacks or defends alone, give it +1. I think this could be good in like the Yasuo or even like the Lee Sin deck, because Lee Sin likes to kind of send stuff out on its own. Stack the Deck is a very, very good card. I think this would be good for Jinx as well. So look at the top 3 cards of your main deck, put 1 into your hand, and recycle the rest. Very, very good card. This is probably one of my favorite cards from Chaos. Super great card. We got the layer here, so units can't move from here to base, so they're just kind of trapped there. So we got the Kimtech Enforcer in the foil here. Let's see if what we hit here. All right, it's mutation. So we haven't seen this guy yet. So choose a friendly unit. His might unit, its might unit equals to the might of the other friendly unit. So he gets basically the other character's might, which is kind of cool. Oh, you know what? You weren't completely wrong. I got the what a hit. What a nice Ari there in the alternate art Ari. Yeah, not quite what you said, but that's okay. I love it. That I'm not a like I think Ari is a very good card, and I'm interested to see what happens with Ari as new sets come out. But this I really like the art and kind of the swirl foil on this, which is very, very pretty. So when I attack or defend, give an enemy unit -2 this turn to a minimum of 1. Super good card. And then we got our Mind Rune. So very, very good hit. You gotta stay now, because that was super good luck there. I think you gave me there. So yeah, I really like the alternate art on these cards where they're like using the champions like different skins. That's a very cool idea. Ideal for having alternate arts, but still kind of the same card. And it's just like, oh, that's something identifiable for players of League. Find your center. We've seen that one. Blazing Scorcher. It's a good card. You can have him. He's got the accelerate ability, so he enters. We got Pit Crew. When you play gear, ready me. So it's kind of a cool card. Arena Bar. So this is another gear you can tap it to buff an exhausted friendly unit. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets a +1. So units can only have one buff on them at a time. So that's why it says, oh, if it doesn't have a buff, it gets a buff. Ride the Wind, so move a friendly unit and ready it. This is a very good escape spell if something's about to die. You can be like, hey, my Yasuo is in trouble, I'm going to pull him out. So the Petty Officer, he has Assault 1, so when he attacks, he gets a +1, so he becomes a 6 when he attacks. So basically a 6 for 5. Another Mobilize, some more ramp. Peak Guardian. So when you play me, buff me. Then if I am at a battlefield, buff all other friendly units here. That's actually not bad. So if you play him down, you get to buff everything like at another battlefield that you're controlling because you can deploy to a battlefield. So this is the particular battlefield that I'm like, I'm gonna build Victor as a control deck because this is when you hold here, if you have 7+ units here, you win the game. And I love alternate win conditions. That's kind of my favorite thing. Uh, Noxious Saboteur. Your opponent's hidden cards can't be revealed here, so it keeps from any surprises popping up. There's our Arena Bar as a foiling. Let's see what we get. All right, there's a Lee Sin. I think that one's in the starter deck as well for Lee Sin. He has the accelerate, so he can come in ready, and other buff friendly units at my battlefield have +2. And it's important to remember that that means even if you're attacking or defending, that is the battlefield you're at, so you'll get a plus. All right, there's an Echo. So he has accelerate as well. He also has a death trigger, so recycle me to ready your runes, which is very cool. So put him on the bottom of your deck, and then you can just ready all your runes. And then we have a calm rune here, which we hadn't seen yet, so this is very cool. And then we got our timing of spells and abilities. So we finally got the other card that kind of gives us. I like that they do those, that they give you like, hey, this is our these are kind of the quick key rules and stuff that you can look at. So this pack does not want to open. Jeez. All right. Maybe that means it's got something super good in it because it's trying to fight it to keep it closed. So we got another Clockwork Keeper here. Get excited. Consult the Past. Again, I love this card. I love draw effects in general, so that's a very, very good card, I think. I don't know how much play it's going to get because it's 4 to draw 2, but you can hide it, so on a later turn you can draw 2. Rune Prison, we haven't seen this one yet. Stun a unit. This is pretty cool, so you keep a unit from doing its combat that turn. Uh, Sneaky Deckhand. You may play me to an open battlefield. I actually like this guy a lot for Jinx as well, because you can just deploy him directly to a battlefield that hasn't been claimed by you, which is very nice. So you can get an early lead there, especially if you go second and that person's in your opening hand. You're just like, boom, there he is. Call to Glory. We haven't seen this one yet either. As you play this, you may spend a buff as an additional cost. If you do, ignore this spell's cost. Give a unit +3. So you just ignore the cost and give it +3. Challenge, that's our fight spell again. Uh, Scrap Heap, this is new gear. When this is played, discarded or killed, draw a card. So kind of sits there and does nothing for until it does. I'm not a big fan of that. Obelisk of Power. At the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player channels one rune. So right off the bat, as soon as the game starts, when you get to do your beginning phase, you'll channel a rune, and then it doesn't do anything else after that. I think it's good for like Volibear. So we have the Monk here. When you play me, buff 2 other friendly units. So that's not bad. And then we have Pirate's Haven as our uncommon foily. Grand Stratagem. That's a good card. I like this a lot for, again, give a friendly unit +5 and might this turn. So very good card. Oh, Tide Turner. I haven't seen this one yet, I don't think either. So this is hidden. It's a unit. When you play me, you may choose a friendly unit, move me to its location and it to my original location. Okay, so cool. You can kind of switch places with it. So not too bad. And then we got a Sprite token, and that's that pack. So not bad. So far, I think the box has been pretty good. Pretty good box so far. See, now that pack just ripped a lot easier. All right, so we got Kid Tech Enforcer, a Mega Mech, our big old just vanilla beater, Meditation, Cemetery Attendant. So we haven't. I don't think we've seen this guy. When you play me, return a unit from your trash to your hand. So more recursion. I feel like Chaos kind of likes to do recursion stuff. Probably because it gets paired. It got paired with like Jinx, which likes to discard a lot of stuff. So that's good. Back to back, Arena Bar, the Scout, Traveling Merchant. I like this card a lot. When you move one, you discard one and then draw one. Very good card. So we got the climb. Increase this point. Increase the points needed to win the game by 1, which is a very interesting like static effect to have in the game. So just be like, hey, we now need 9 points instead of 8. Uh, your dragon energy costs are reduced by 2 to a minimum of 1. So this is kind of a cool one because we got a few dragons. Foily common, so it's our petty officer. So we got a bad pack, unfortunately. So this is kind of what happens. Sometimes we'll have like another common or uncommon foil. So it's all right though. Hey, Kaisa. This is the mine Kaisa, so that's cool. She has ganking, which is that ability to move between battlefields. When I conquer, you may play a spell from your trash with energy costs less than your points without paying its energy cost. Then recycle it. So you must still pay its power cost though. So only one rare in that pack, but that's okay. Like I'm not, again, like I talked about at the beginning, not super upset about it. It happens. Body rune and then phases and turns. So, because I did open a pack though where I had like no foily, like not in this box with it, but I did open a pack where I had like no foily common or uncommon, but I had like 3 or 4 rares or epics in it. So that was, you know, not complaining. But here's a magma worm, another watchful sentry, a sunlit guardian, undercover agent, vanguard sergeant. So just a vanilla 4 for 4. There's our Stormclaw. Got that tank ability that I like. Rebuke, good recursion. Salvage is a good card. It's a spell, so you may kill a gear to draw 1 card, I think. That's pretty good, especially late game. If you're running like any of the Oh, the seals, it might be worth it to like burn that or something else you may not be using anymore to kind of try to finish out the game. So here's another Grove of the God Willow. When you draw, when you hold here, draw a card. So nice little draw effect. Eclipse Herald. So when you stun an enemy unit, ready me and give me +1 might. It's not bad. Here's our foily common. Falling Comet deals 6 to a unit at a battlefield for 5. So on rate, not a terrible damage spell. Hey, there's a Yasuo. All right. So this is a champion unit for Calm. He's a when I attack, deal damage equal to my might to an enemy unit here. That's a very good card, I think. And then a Vayne. So she has Assault 3, so she gets +3 with attacks. If an opponent controls the battlefield, I enter ready, which is really nice. When I conquer, you may pay 1 to return me to my owner's hand. So that's actually not too bad. I like that. It's kind of an interesting effect. I don't yet know. Hey, look at that. That's beautiful. So we just pulled an order rune. This is what the full art runes look like. That is so gorgeous. I love the design on it. It's kind of got like a texture to it, which is very, very cool. So far, it's I think it's 1 per box guaranteed on these hits, which is very, very nice. Very beautiful card. That's a great hit. There's a keyword thing there. And I don't think those runes are ever going to go down in value, just because they're, people are going to want to bling out their deck. And by people, I mean me. I'm one of those people. I like to have fancy cards. I'll obviously get the whatever's available, but I like having fancy cards. So here's a Disintegrate, deal 3 damage. It's a good card to draw a card. Falling Comet, On Guard, Legion Rear Guard, Petty Officer, Fury of Blades. So here's our other Poro. I don't think we've pulled this Poro yet, which so we'll take a look at him. So he has Vision. So when he enters, you get to look at the top card of your deck and either put it on the bottom or leave it on top. So it's nice. Unlicensed Armory. There's our Siege of the Storm. So when you conquer here, recycle 1 of your runes. It's interesting. I don't really like that one. Pack of Wonders. There's Karma. So Vision. When you recycle 1 or more cards, buff a friendly unit. So that's not too bad. I don't feel like Order does a ton of recycling though. Twisted Fate, which I think is a very cool design on the card. I like, so he says, when I attack, reveal the top rune of your rune deck, then recycle it. Do one of the following based on on its domain. I think it's a very cool effect to kind of have to kind of do what he does in the game. So it's very cool. And there is another Ari. So this was the Ari box, I guess. So this is our Ari. When I hold, you score 1 point. It's the alternate art for the Ari. Very, very cool hit. I like that a lot. And then just a mind rune. Very cool. So there's our two. I think we're 2 alternate arts per box. I think is what it is, and then we can still have a. Ooh, what do you want to call it? The overnumbered, which could be a signature. So Kimtech Enforcer, Smoke Screen, Stand United. We got a Cleave. Cleave is a good card. Actually, I just realized we hadn't hit Cleave yet. I like Cleave a lot. Give a unit Assault 3 this turn for 1 is super good, especially like in the Jinx deck or the Kaisa deck. I think it's very, very good. Forge of the Future, a Dune Drake, so another dragon. There's our Mystic Poro again. All right, so this is probably the one of the, if not the best 2-drop, I think, in Mind and maybe potentially other stuff. The Raven Bloom Student. When you play a spell, give me +1 might, and that can just happen multiple times. I think this is a very, very good card. Noxian Drummer. When I move to a battlefield, play a 1 recruit unit token here. So very good card as well for 3. Iron Ballista. This enters exhausted, but you can tap it to deal 2 damage to a unit in a battlefield. So not bad. We got Foily Monastery here. So when you conquer here, you may spend a buff to draw a card. There's our Misfortune Legend. So Bounty Hunter. So give a unit ganking this turn. So she's body and chaos. Which is kind of cool. There's a Volibear. All right, he's huge. He likes to ramp. So he says shield 3. So he gets +3 when he's defending. He has tank. When an opponent moves to a battlefield other than mine, draw a card. So if you avoid Volibear, you get punished for it. And then we have a Fury Rune. That's our. So we've got. Let's see. What do we got left? We got six packs left. So we're moving right along. All right. Superfy. Love this card. Like that it replaces itself. Another Poro. Dual Poro with a helmet. Another Cleave. Very good card. Eager Apprentice. Not a great card. Faithful Manufacturer. That is a good one as well. Crack Shot. Decent card. Fight or Flight. I like Singularity a lot. So it deals 6 damage to each of up to 2 units. So you get to basically hit for 12 damage for 6 and 2 power. So not too bad. Back Alley Bar. When a unit moves from here, it gets +1 this turn. So good with ganking. So if you've got a lot of cards that are gonna gank stuff, this is good. Wind Wall. So this says counter a spell. So for 3 and 2 power, just counters basically a spell. So super good. There's our foily common, so Clockwork Keeper. We got another bad pack. So that's 2 in this box where we've got another foily common here with our Scrapyard Champion. But it has an Hourglass in it, which is a very good card as well. This is a super good card. The next time a friendly unit would die, kill this instead. Recall that unit exhausted. So, and you can hide it, so they won't know what's coming. And then there's our recruit. So I mean, so far we've gotten hit by 2 of those packs. It's not terrible. Not upset about it. Like I said before. So. All right, so we got a lecturing Yordle. Charm. First charm we've pulled. Very, very good card for calm. So move an enemy unit for just 1 and a power. So Sky Splitter. So this spell's energy cost is reduced by the highest might among units you control. Deal 5 damage to a unit in a battlefield. So if you have something like Volibear out, it makes it a lot cheaper. Daring Poro. Fury of Blades. Fight or Flight. Cruel Patron. This one's interesting. As an additional cost to play me, kill a friendly unit. So 4, you get a 6, and you just. I think this isn't bad in like the Victor deck where you can make like little 1/1s. Reaver's Rail. I like this one a lot. When you defend here, you may move a friendly unit here to base. So you can use this to kind of save your guys if they're in trouble. So here's our Elder. When I'm buffed, I have an additional +1 might. So if you buff him, I think he's good in the Lee Sin deck. I think he comes in the starter deck, which is very good. So, all right. Sprite Mother is a very, very good card for 4 and a 1 power. You play a 3 body and then create a ready 3 spirit or sprite, which is very good, I think. All right, there's our Victor, this is the Mind Victor. So he says when you play a card on an opponent's turn, play a 1 might recruit into a unit token into your base. So very cool card. There's a Set Kingpin. So he has tank. I get +1 might for each buffed friendly unit at my battlefield. So this is pretty good little guy there, or pretty good card there. Hey. So this is a signature spell for Leona. So Zenith Blade. Stun an enemy unit at a battlefield. You may move a friendly unit to that enemy's unit's battlefield. So this is a cool little action. It's a cool card. Very beautiful as well. So I like that a lot. And then it comes with an order rune in it. That's actually interesting too. This is I have not. I like that they have like the hybrid energy, so you can spend either calm or order to use that, which is very good. I think Leona has been picking up some popularity from the players as well over in China, so she might get some play over here. We'll definitely see. I think at this point, what I would like to pull, obviously, other than a signatured card, would be the. I wouldn't mind the thousand tail watcher. That would be a good one. So here's a Riptide Rex. When you play me, deal 6 damage to your enemy unit in the battlefield. For 6 and 2 power, you get a six power body and deal 6 damage. So not too bad. Clockwork Keeper, Noxus Hopeful, Cannon Barrage. So this deals 2 damage to all enemy units in combat. Pretty cool. The Shipyard, Skulker, Soaring Scout, Mobilize. So you got Rockner's Arena. When you hold here, activate the conquer effects of units here. So not a bad card. Got a Windclaw Shaman. When you play me, you may spend a buff to buff me and ready me. It's not a bad card. The Bouncer. So when you play me, return another unit. Add a battlefield to its owner's hand. I like this because you could play it for 4 and just kind of bounce something off of a battlefield that may be problematic. We got another Scout. That's our foily uncommon. We got a Mistfall this time, which is a gear. It says when you buff a friendly unit, you may pay one body power and exhaust this to ready it. So that's kind of cool. That definitely allows you to keep pushing. And we got a Nocturne. I actually like Nocturne a lot in the game, so that's kind of cool. He has ganking. When you look at cards from the top of your deck and didn't draw them and see me, you may play me for a power of any color. This is a super good card, I feel like. And then there's our recruit. We're nearing the end here, folks. We're nearing the end. It's been a good pack opening. Another Charm, very good card. I love Charm a lot. Another Hex Tech Ray, so that's a good one. Pit Crew, Soaring Scout, Confront. I don't think we've seen Confront yet. So units you play this turn enter ready, draw a card. Not bad. Definitely could help you swing, stop somebody from winning, you know. Sneaky Deckhand, we've seen. Another Glory Seeker. Uh, Whirlwind. So I don't think we've seen this one. Starting with the next player, each player may return a unit to its owner's hand. So each person gets to choose to bounce something back. Fatal Tree, you may hide an additional card here because you can only have one hidden card at a battlefield, but this allows you to hide two. So, uh, Vanguard Helm. There's the Vi, Destructive. She's kind of cool. She has ganking and she says recycle one card from your trash to give me +1 might. So you can do that as many times as you want, but you have to do it during your main phase. So very cool card. There is a set, the Boss Legend. When a buffed unit you control would die, you may pay 1 power of any color and exhaust me to spend its buff and recall it exhausted instead. So you can save your buffed characters if they're gonna die. Ooh, a Jinx champion there too. So that was nice. Okay, so very cool. I like the art on this one. So she says, when you discard one or more cards, ready me and give me +1 might this turn. So very cool card. And then a chaos with her. So I like the art on that Jinx. I think that's the arcane art for Jinx, I think, right? Or something of that nature. So I watched season 1 of Arcane and I really with my wife, we really enjoyed it. It was a very good show. So My wife's played a lot more League of Legends than me, so I don't know as much as she does about League of Legends. So, Rune Prison, good card, but I do know a lot about TCGs. So, Sky Splitter, Jeweled Colossus, Pocket Club, another Ember Monk, Call to Glory, Bilgewater Bully, a Wallop. I don't think we've seen this one yet. As you play this, you may spend a buff as an additional cost. If you do, ignore this spell. Oh yeah, we did. We saw this. We ready a unit with that. Uh, Fortified position. When you defend here, choose a unit. It gains shield 2 this turn. So this combat. So very good. Very good card. Thermo beam. So kill all gear. Just wipe the board of all the gear. Very cool. If you're playing against somebody that's got a ton of gear, it's a good one. So a Foily, Orb of Regret, not a big deal. Don't really like that card a lot. Hey, a Warwick, Hunter. So he says, I enter ready when I attack. Kill all damaged enemy units here. Very good card, I think, if you stack like some damage in, maybe with like a Lee Sin or maybe a Yi or something that could put damage out, and then you just play him and kill everything. A Wraith of Echoes, the first time a friendly unit dies each turn, draw a card. Not bad. And then we just got our Sprite. 3 packs left. We're almost done. We're almost done. An Ungod. Cleave, another good card. Stupefy. Love those battle tricks back to back. Very good. Wheeler of Water. While I'm attacking or defending alone, I have +2. I think this is in the Lee Sin deck. So Ride the Wind. Hidden Blade, very good card. I like Hidden Blade a lot. First Mate, also a very good card. The Cloud Field. Yeah. Captain. Other friendly units here have Assault, so it's pretty good. Spirits Refuge. Sorry. When you play this, buff a friendly unit. Friendly buffed units have Deflect. It's not a bad card, I think, because the deflect ability is pretty good. So here's a Shin. So we haven't seen him yet. He has a reaction, so you can play him basically like Flash. So you can play him into the battlefield. So he's shield 2, +2 while I'm a defender, tank. I must be assigned combat damage first. Very cool card. Uh, Here's a Marauder. So he's got tank, and then he says, when you play me, move a unit from a battlefield to its base. So it kind of is like, hey, get out of here. Okay, so we've got a Siphon Power, which is a signature spell for Victor. Nice little hit there. So reaction, choose a battlefield, give friendly units there +1 this turn, and enemy units there -1 this turn, and to a minimum of 1. Like that card a lot. Love the art on that. Very cool card. And then a Calm Rune. All right, last two, last two. Are we gonna hit at least an overnumbered or potentially a signature overnumbered? Like, we're gonna get there? I don't know. Eager Apprentice, Playful Phantom, Brazen Buccaneer, Watchful Sentry, Morbid Return, our Daring Poro, Confront, Facebreaker, Void Seeker, very good card. I think this is very good for any Fury deck. Deal 4 damage to a unit or battlefield and draw a card. So for 3 and a power, you get to deal 4 damage and replace it. I think it'd be very good. Discipline. Here's our Get Excited, which is a foily common. Party favors. So this is our first rare. Each other player chooses cards or runes. For each player that chose cards, you and that player each draw 1. For each player that chose runes, you and that player each channel 1 rune. This is a very interesting card. I think this is very much meant for the Proving Grounds. So it's a very interesting card. Here's our Jinx, which I think is in the starter deck. She's got Accelerate. And then she has Assault 2, and then when you play me, discard 2 cards. So she kind of helps Jinx get on that plan that she's got there. And then there's our Calm Rune. All right, here it is. Last pack. I don't know how we feeling. We thinking it's gonna be a big hit here, or you think we're done with our hits? Either way, I'm happy. It's been a great time opening packs. It's been super good. If you've enjoyed it and enjoyed TCG content, I plan to do more with Riftbound, probably some vlogs as well as I continue to go and kind of explore this game in general. I'll probably do more box openings at some point, and then I also play like a lot of Magic and other tend to do like spooky games and stuff like that too. So I like horror games a lot. So my channel is kind of themed around that. So here's our shield bearer. So do drop a follow if you feel so inclined. Don't feel like you have to, but that way you get notifications and stuff. So that of when I go live. Flame Chompers, Orb of Regret, Wielder of Water, Pursuer, Captain, our Pet Rookie, alter to Unity. So when you, we haven't pulled this one yet. So when you hold here, play a 1 recruit to your base. Very good, I think, for Victor. Garbage Grabber. So recycle 3 from your trash, and then you can pay 1 and tap it to draw a card. So this is kind of good. And it puts cards back underneath. Vengeance is a really good card for 4 and 2 power. You just kill a card, kill a unit. Very good, I think. There's our Lee Sin Legend that comes in the starter deck. So he pays 1, tap him, buff a friendly unit. So and he's body and calm. Very cool card. Overt Operation. So this is an action for each friendly unit. You may spend its buff to ready it, then buff all friendly units. So that's kind of cool. It's not terrible. I like that card. And then we got another signature spell from Volibear. So here's our Stormbringer. Choose a friendly unit in your base, deal damage equal to its might to all enemy units at the battlefield, then move your units there. So very cool card. We did not pull a overnumbered card, but that is totally okay. That was our last pack for today. Once again, thanks everybody for coming out and hanging out. Do drop a follow if you want to. I would appreciate it. I will probably be live again later maybe later today, but for sure later this week. I'll probably be either playing Magic or maybe the Once Upon a Galaxy. That's a pretty fun game as well. So everybody again, thanks for coming out. Like I said, drop a follow. I think have. I have a Discord as well here. Give me a second. Let me see if I have a command for that. I do have a command for that. Let's do Discord. There's my Discord. Feel free to jump into it. Not a lot going on in it right now. I've been away from streaming for a little while, but I am back now. So and we'll continue to do so. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.